David 2 Central.
Go ahead, David, too.
Can you show me 1041 and put me out on a detail patrolling for recruits?
10-4, I'll sign you out.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Patrolling for Recruits. Today we're here to talk about the Summer Recruit Academy that the Holland Department of Public Safety is putting on this summer. And I'm excited to have another great guest. I'm going to introduce to you Captain Keith Mulder. He's been with the Holland Police Department for 30 years, brings a variety of experience. His current position is the captain of patrol. He's also been the leader of the special enforcement team here at Holland. He's been an FTO supervisor, a training sergeant, so just brings a variety of experience to help pour some knowledge into the recruits here that are listening today. So thank you very much for being here.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
So today we're going to talk about this Summer Recruiting Academy, and I'm excited to talk about this topic. I think it's going to be beneficial for not only our police department, but also the recruits. And I'm just wondering how you came up with this idea of a Summer Recruit Academy.
Yeah, we have a recruiting team that works hard at finding the right recruits and meeting with recruits and getting them information. And one of the things that we do is we come up with new ways to try to recruit future officers and recruit people for cadet positions. And we're just trying to reach people in different ways than we have in the past. So the idea came about, and as a group, we kind of made this all happen. And this is our first one. We're excited to put it on this summer.
And when is this taking place? When does it start? How long is the academy?
Yeah, it starts on June 20, and it goes through August 1, and it's just each Tuesday for those weeks, and it's 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. each of those days, and we take off for the holiday July 4, but other than that, we have 6 sessions, so June 20 to August 1.
And where are you guys having this at?
Right at the Holland Police Department, and it'll be a variety of people instructing and being with the recruits and kind of showing them what we do.
So if I'm a recruit and I'm interested in this, is this going to be classroom type stuff? Am I going to be sitting in the class just listening to instructors talk about what they do, or I guess describe to a recruit what they're going to be going through?
Yeah, this is going to be a unique deal that we haven't tried before. So we're going to try to stay out of the classroom. We're going to try to do a lot of hands-on interactive stuff. So for example, week 2 is going to be the K-9 unit and special enforcement team. So instead of just sitting in a classroom and hearing somebody talk about what they do and showing a PowerPoint slide, we're going to actually have recruits being out with the K-9 handlers, working with the dogs, and doing some training exercises. And we'll have them be out with the special enforcement team members doing some drills that we would typically do in training, that type of thing. So it's going to be a very different setup. It's not going to be a classroom for the most part. It'll be a lot of hands-on and interactive.
That's exciting. That's exciting to hear, because I think a lot of times we do a lot of instructing and education to our recruits, but really they don't get out there in the field. So I'd imagine that's going to keep their interest. Who is this for? Can anybody go? Like, can fourth graders go, or who are you guys looking for?
Yeah, it's really, we're gearing it towards people that are interested in a career in law enforcement. And you have to either be a junior or senior in high school going into their junior or senior year, or enrolled in college. So at any point in college in the last 2 years of high school.
And is this cost anything? How do we register for something like this?
No, it's free, and you can go to our website, and if you go to either the employment link or the recruiting link, you can find information on it, and you can find a couple email addresses or phone numbers to contact if you have any questions about it. And there's also a form there to fill out to apply.
And when these recruits are coming to the police department, what would you advise that they wear? Should they be in dress clothes? Should they be in something where they can move around in?
The biggest thing is wear something that you can be do hands-on stuff and be interactive. Like you said, it's not going to be in the classroom, so wear comfortable clothes that you can actually be doing stuff out in the field.
So we're here with Captain Keith Mulder of the Holland Department of Public Safety, and he just went through basically what the Holland Department of Public Safety is offering the Summer Recruit Academy. We're super excited about this. We think that it's going to be very beneficial for recruits that are interested or believe that they're interested in law enforcement, and then giving them some actual real life experience in, like Cap said, the K-9 unit, the special enforcement team. But looking down this list, we're also looking at control tactics. They're going to spend a day with the evidence technicians, the community policing unit, the traffic division, and also the detective bureau, which in my honest opinion is probably going to be the best day. But why don't you
Is that
talk?
because you're from the detective bureau?
That's right. That's right.
I thought.
So let's just look at one of these days, and I know you kind of touched on it with the K-9 unit and the special enforcement team, but let's talk about the evidence technicians, because that's something that when we're talking about and talking to recruits, that they're very interested in the forensic side of policing. Talk to me about what you would expect a day to look like for the recruits when they're spending some time with our technicians.
Yeah, they'll be putting them through kind of a mock crime scene scenario type of thing where they'd be, having to take photographs, do latent print lifts, the typical types of things that they do when they go to a crime scene of like a breaking and entering or a homicide or something like that. So, they'll be getting into what they do out on a scene and having the participants kind of experience that and practice some of that.
And with the traffic division, I see on here you have lasering. Are these recruits going to actually be out there lasering cars and kind of seeing how that works? Obviously, they're not going to be writing tickets. Well, Sergeant Boovie might have them do that, but
Yeah, right.
no, I'm just kidding. But are they going to actually see kind of how that equipment works?
Yeah, instead of just talking about it, we'll have them actually using the equipment and seeing how it works and just kind of playing around with it.
Nice. That sounds like it's going to be exciting for these guys. And again, this summer Recruit Academy, from what I understand, is already almost full. How many applicants do you guys expect to have? What are you looking at right now?
Yeah, we're thinking that we'd like to have about 20 people in the class. So we only have a few spots left. So if people are interested, they should get an application in real soon.
And how do they do that?
On the website, just go to our website and, like I say, click on the employment tab or the recruitment tab, and they should find information and a form to fill out.
Now let's dive into a little bit about that recruiting team. You mentioned that earlier, that there is a recruiting team, and you and I are both members of that recruiting team. But why don't you talk to the listeners about what the Holland Department of Public Safety does to attract new officers?
Yeah, we spent a lot of time going to the either the police academies or high schools or different types of groups and talking about what it is to be a police officer and what it is to work for Holland Department of Public Safety. One of the things that we really focus on is making sure people see what our department is about and see if it's a good fit for them when they're looking for different departments that they might be interested in. So we also will meet with people if they want to talk about our department. We will sometimes schedule ride-alongs for them so they can get a little glimpse of what being a cop in Holland looks like. And then, this Recruit Academy is a new thing that we're going to try. So
you're constantly changing things up. Did you guys do this in the past? You've been here for 30 years. Did you do that when you first started?
No, this is quite new. We've only been doing this probably for 5 or 6 years. Before that, there really wasn't a need to recruit. People would come to us, and now it's more about going out and trying to find the right people. And sometimes it's about not just finding applicants, but of finding the right people that would fit in our culture, and also finding the right thing for individuals that are looking for the job. We want to make sure our department is the right fit for them.
Exactly, and I think going through this and meeting with, yesterday we met with 2 potential recruits and really just educating them on the overall experience, and like we spoke about earlier, this academy that we're offering, it's going to give recruits just an inside glimpse of, do I really want to be a police officer, and not just say it because maybe a family member does it or because they've seen something on TV. So I would say this as being a member of the recruiting team, just want to ask you this. What type of fulfillment do you get out of just talking to recruits and trying to find the right fit for them, whether that be with the Holland Police Department or another department?
Yeah, I really enjoy talking with recruits and kind of helping them navigate finding the right place. We have, in Michigan, we have everything from large departments to middle-sized departments to small departments, and I believe strongly it's about finding the right fit. Some people are looking for a larger department, some people aren't, and the key is for people to understand what each different department looks like. Sheriff's Department versus a state police versus a city department can be very different. So we want to make sure that they get a good glimpse of what these different departments look like, what law enforcement in these different cities and counties look like, because I think that's really important to have a very fulfilling career for people to understand what they're getting into and finding the right fit. So we put a lot of effort into that, and that's why we meet with people a lot. And it's exciting to see people try to figure that out. And another thing that we talk a lot about is finding the right culture. We believe culture in our department is very important, and I know that other departments feel that way too. But it's important to see what that department looks like and how it operates to really understand the right fit for you.
So let's take a look at the next step. So let's say we have a recruit, they come to this summer recruiting academy, we're keeping an eye on them, they're keeping an eye on us. Eventually, there's an opening that comes up, they go through the interview process. So as a captain of patrol, you weigh heavily in on who is hired here at the police department. So my question for you is, as a captain, what specific things do you look for in a recruit when they're going through this process?
Yeah, one of the big things we look for is integrity. We want to make sure that the people that are coming in have the integrity that is needed to be a police officer, and not just in their, maybe their prior jobs that they've had, but also in their personal life. People skills is really important in this job. We do a lot of interacting with people and making sure that people know how to talk to people, how to show them respect regardless of who they are and where they come from. So that interpersonal skills is really important, and those are probably the two biggest things that we look for, and the two biggest things that are hard to find the right fit.
So you brought up the word integrity. I'm going to put you on the spot.
All right.
For a recruit coming in, what does the word integrity mean to you, and what do you think the word integrity means to your police officers that work for you?
Well, the basic answer that a lot of people give to that questions when we do interviews is it's doing the right thing even when no one's looking. But it's important that people understand that it's really hard for us, or maybe impossible for us to teach you integrity. You either have it or you don't. We talk a lot about that. When you come in the door, you either have integrity in your life or you don't. And we want to make sure that people understand that is a very important thing in this line of work, because when it comes down to it, there's a lot of things that you're doing and decisions that you're making in a career in law enforcement where you have to have a good basis of where those decisions are coming from and how to respect people and how to treat people. And if you don't have that, it can be a gradual thing, or it can be a very quick thing that basically you aren't handling situations the way you should be. You're making poor decisions. You're not staying within legal bounds or moral bounds. And we want to make sure people have that in their life prior to coming into this line of work, because if you don't, it's a slippery slope.
That's a great answer to the definition of integrity. Lots there, lots to pour into. So thank you for sharing that. Another thing that Holland offers for recruits, and this is a way to quickly show your integrity when you come in, is our cadet program. That's another thing that we look at, and it's a way to get involved in our police department and to kind of understand what a typical day in the life of a police officer, what they do. Can you talk to the listeners today about Holland's cadet program?
Yeah, for sure. I got to say, the cadet program is, in my opinion, the best way to figure out if law enforcement is for you and to figure out if our department is for you. You get experiences not only working the front desk, listening to the radio, helping officers with finding information, but also, writing parking tickets, working in our booking down in the jail. It's a really good glimpse of what law enforcement looks like in our department, and it's the best thing that you can do for yourself if you are thinking that this career is for you. And some people will become a cadet and decide that law enforcement isn't for them, and other people, they're rewarded by realizing it is for them, and also it's a good way to get your foot in the door in our department. So the cadet program is the best way to do it. We have other programs like an internship that you can also do that can give you a good glimpse of our department, but by far the cadet program is the best way to do it. And it's a paid position. They work with your school schedule. You have to be enrolled in college in order to be part of the cadet program. So they'll work around your school schedule. In the summer, you work full-time. During the school year, you work part-time. So it's you got to be going to college in the area in order for that to work, because you have to go. You have to work year-round.
And so what are some of the job responsibilities that are expected of a cadet, or take the listeners through maybe a typical day for a cadet?
Yeah, I mean, they work all three shifts. On day shift, you're working the front office a lot, so you're dealing with customers coming in that you're helping them out and helping them navigate their questions, and also supplying paperwork to people, answering the radio, helping out with the front office people, the staff there. On evening shift and night shift, the position can look quite different because our lobby hours are only during the day. So you're doing more of helping out in our booking and answering the radio for officers and helping them with requests that they have. And there's some, filing paperwork that they do too. So, and then on night shift, you can also be writing 2 to 5 a.m. parking tickets. So it's a variety of things that you're doing while you're working, but you also have the opportunity to do ride-alongs with officers when you're not working. And you have the opportunity to help out with training, kind of role-playing for the training division for a special enforcement team. So those are great opportunities to really see what being a police officer is all about and seeing the type of training that we do.
Again, we're here talking about our Summer Recruit Academy with Captain Keith Mulder. I'm just also explaining some other ways that you can get involved with the Holland Police Department, just to help make you a better applicant for whatever police department that you may choose to be a part of. One last question for you, Cap. What advice would you give to an individual that's in high school or in college that is interested in law enforcement, and what would you tell them to do to make them the best applicant?
Well, I'll start by saying what not to do. Don't just go get a criminal justice degree and that's it, and then come out and say, okay, I'm done with my degree, going through an academy, I'm looking to get hired. Do more than that. Do a cadet program, do an internship. Ask departments to go on a ride-along that you might be interested in. Find the right culture, find the right fit, find the right size department for you. Because right now there's a lot of jobs out there, so you have an opportunity to really dig in and find the right place for you. And part of that is making sure that this is a career for you, because we have some people that come in and start going through the training program and realize this career isn't for me. So you want to make sure that you know what you're getting into before you graduate from college and go to a police academy. So that's my advice, is just do your homework and kind of dig in and find the right place and put your time in trying to determine the right place for you.
Thank you very much, and we really appreciate you coming on today. Again, just to recap, Summer Recruit Academy at the Holland Police Department is starting on Tuesday, June 20th. It's a 3-hour day, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., and that goes until August 1st, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. every single day that you come in, and you're going to get a variety of experience to see whether or not, hey, is this a profession that I want to go into? Hands-on stuff. It's not going to be classroom, so we're just very excited and hope that there's a lot of people that sign up. And once again, thank you so much for being here.
You bet. Thank you.
And until next time, David 2 will be signing off, 1042.